Well, hello everybody. How are you doing today? I certainly hope that all of you are doing very, very well. And I tell you what, I'm doing very well too. Very, very well. I would like to say thank you very much for tuning in once again. I tell you, I really do appreciate it. And I would like to welcome all of you to another episode of TJ's Topics. And that is yours truly. I'm TJ. Glad to see you. And I tell you what, I am just so excited. I really am. Just a few days away from my birthday. Can you believe that? I tell you, getting ready to turn 45 years old. Oh, I just, right now, I got to, I'm trying to maintain my composure, but it's kind of hard. I'm near about to get up and run and holler through this apartment. I'm just about to get the shouting, get the shout. But I'm so grateful. I really am because there's so many people who did not make it as far as I have. And I'm just every morning when I wake up, I'm just full of gratitude. Just to be here. It means something to me. It really does. But I'm not gonna act a fool, you know. Speaking of food, of course, on the last time we were talking about how, we've all played the role of a fool at one time or another. It's all right to be a fool, just as long as you don't be a damn fool. And as I get ready to turn 45 years old, I am not interested in being a damn fool for anybody. I have done that. I've been there and done that. I did that throughout my teens, my 20s, and my 30s. And maybe a little bit in my early 40s, but not a whole lot because see, by the time you turn 40, that's when you're supposed to have some kind of understanding, some kind of knowledge of something, and you realize that time is just way too short to be going in circles. But some people, they love that. They love the drama that comes along with going in circles. That's why most people are not interested in evolving, which means to grow and to progress. But they would much rather spend their whole lives revolving. In other words, going around and around and around in a circle. Who has time for that? Especially when you get past a certain age. So, again, I want to thank you. And that leads into my topic for today. Because since there are a lot of people out here who insist on spending their lives going in circles and revolving, let me ask you a question. Do y'all think that a person with that type of mindset should be allowed to bring any new life into this world? Do y'all think that foolish people, I'm talking about people who are just flat out stupid, not trying to do anything worthwhile with their lives, do y'all think that they ought to be allowed the privilege as well as the responsibility of caring for an innocent, precious child? I mean, because children don't deserve to be brought into this mess. I mean, under the circumstances that many of them have to be born into. They don't deserve that. That's the question I have for you today, or should I say the statement that I'm trying to make. And that is, everyone doesn't need to have children. That's what I'm talking about. everyone doesn't need to have children. In fact, I'm willing to say that you got a lot of people out here who've had kids who didn't need to. They did not need to have those babies. Which leads me to wonder, why is it that, I don't know, and I might be a little rude for saying something like this, but I can't understand why there are so many stupid men out here. So many men who are just flat out ignorant, don't have as much sense as a ladybug. And they will lay with anything with legs, arms, and a head. I mean, and then as a result of that, it produces another life. And I just don't know why they would want to do something like that. Now, if that were me, I would be very careful as to who I chose to be intimate with. And to tell you the truth, there are a lot of ladies out here who, in my opinion, are not worth any man becoming intimate with, because some of them don't have their head on straight either. They don't have all of their business in order. I mean, how, look, like that old song says, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Now, how can two people who each don't have anything, don't have a place to live, you know, I'm talking about a place of their own. They may be sleeping on somebody's couch, but that's not their couch. They may be staying in somebody's room here or there, but it's not theirs because it's not in their house. Their own house is in somebody else's house. They don't have a car to drive, no kind of transportation. Don't have a high school diploma, haven't even tried to finish school, go back to school, get a GED or nothing. Don't have a job, no legitimate source of income. Can't cook, don't know how to operate a washer and dryer, don't know how to iron, don't know how to run a vacuum cleaner, don't know how to balance a checkbook, don't even have a checking account, don't have a savings account. I'm talking about they don't have anything. How in the hell can they be allowed to come together and copulate, smash, and have a child? And then they're going to bring this new baby into this god-awful life where there's no income, no education, no transportation, no roof over their head, because the roof that they're sleeping under is not their roof, it's somebody else's roof, and they can be kicked out at any time. So basically, they're outdoors. They're on the street, eating from hand to mouth. What kind of, man, but they're the main ones who have babies. And, oftentimes they're irresponsible. They alcoholics maybe, drug addicts, in gangs, run the streets, stay out all night long, partying and doing this and that. And then they're out here screwing and, getting knocked up. Look, and to have a baby, you need insurance because when you go into labor and you got to go to the hospital, they're going to charge you for that. You got to have it's a bill you got to pay because you staying in the hospital. And when you get out that hospital, they're going to send you a bill for the time that you were there and the services that they rendered in delivering your child. And if you don't have any kind of insurance to cover that, then that's on you. You got to pay that out your pocket. Now, how you going to pay that? You don't have a job, no legitimate source of income. Oh, man. What do people... All this birth control out here, all these condoms everywhere, and I'm telling you, it is utterly ridiculous. It really is. And I feel sorry for the babies because they don't deserve to be put into that type of situation. They really don't. Growing up in a home where there's no love, there's no logic, there is no, how can people do that to a child? It beats me. I just don't get it. But teach his own, I guess. What do you think? Do y'all think it's right for people to have babies and have these babies and they don't have the means to take care of them? They want to lay up and rely on the government, rely on us taxpayers because we're the ones who foot the bill. See, the government doesn't have money. The money that the government has comes from us, taxpayers. They operate on our money, the funds that we provide for them. And then we got to turn around and use our tax dollars to pay for these babies that were born in such harsh and miserable conditions. I think that's unfair. It really is. And a long time ago, they used to have a welfare program. And a lot of times folks be having all these babies and stuff, getting welfare. And then, of course, they got the WIC. The milk and all the stuff that went along with that. But see, they don't know the government is trying to weed out a lot of that stuff. And if you mess around and get Orange Man in the White House, God forbid, and we don't need Orange Man. But okay, now, we had Donald Trump once before, so we knew how it was, but anyway, now by the time you see this, we will have already had the election. So I'm just going to go ahead on and cut it right there because I don't want to say something I ain't got no business. But I just wanted to ask you that question. Do you think it's right for people to have babies and can't take care of them? And they're being brought up in such terrible environments? Because I think that's doing injustice to that child. I really do. So feel free to leave your comments and like and subscribe. And share if you wish. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. And on the next go round, I will be talking about something else that's good. Ain't no telling what that's going to be. No telling it all. So stay tuned and find out. And remember, we are getting close to Thanksgiving. This is the month of Thanksgiving. And I'll see you next time after I celebrate my 45th birthday. Half of 90. And my grandmother made it to 90, so I'm hoping to get to where she made it, or as close as possible. This is Taryn Jerome Harris, reminding you that every round goes higher and higher. And before I go, I want to remind you that in addition to this being my 45th birthday month, as well as Thanksgiving and the election, of course, NBA, yes sir, basketball, getting ready to head into basketball season. So we'll be watching the games and checking them out too. Have a good day, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.